Disgraceful, people. Disgraceful. I'm turning this off. I'm turning this off.
I didn't know it at the time, but possibly the worst decision I could have made at that point, because I ended up coming back with this bag full, and there's definitely a couple of bits I need to show you. Retro Holder's the name. Not your name, my name. Retro Holder's the name, retro hunting is the game. Welcome back everybody to part 2. Never mind. Of Retro Holders cocking up his content for all your toy hunting videos. And mine too. Apologies for any background noise you may hear throughout the video. I've got the heater on in the garage because it is absolutely freezing in here. But nonetheless, that's still not going to stop me making a toy hunt video for you guys. And I'm telling you, like I said, I've got some awesome bits I need to show you as well. So on that note, coming up in this video...
Disgraceful. I'm turning this off.
Will Retro Holder regret his decision?
I ended up coming back with this bag.
What was in that bag?
Make sure we're facing the right way up this time, people.
And will he ever learn to use that camera?
Oh. Now, this car boot started out like with... But Retro Holder marches on. Now, this car boot started out like with... Now you turn off. Now, this car boot started out with high hopes like any other, as it always does.
Here we go again, people. Back on the retro hunts. See what awesome goodies we can find, and of course at retro bargains as always. And try and get past the thrifters. Goodness me, they're everywhere.
No, I was hoping they were going to be wrestling ones.
I don't trust him, I wouldn't.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Morning, how we doing, guys?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Good stuff.
I just saw them foam hands. I thought they were WWF
Oh
wrestling
yes,
ones.
I just saw the yellow. I was like, oh, very nice, very nice.
No, up there.
I've never seen so many thrifters. Holy smokes. This is worse.
And as always, you have the fun challenges of getting in amongst those resellers, trying to grab the gold before they do.
I know. Look at them. Vultures.
And like I said, it started off pretty promising. But from there... Fair enough. Cheers, Ricky. Follow Ricky for the best reselling tips. His new short on his video. Where was I? Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah. It was at that point that it actually took a downward slide from there.
No gaming, no toys. Go away. To be fair, this is a burden. This camera, this is a burden. Because they think the same thing. Oh, reseller are you? Oh, reseller are you?
Because I spent the next 45 minutes walking around the place and I didn't find a single thing. So, of course, it was at that point I was frustrated. And, of course, there wasn't anything I was actually picking up to provide you with a great video. Because you know I love making great content for you. So then, yeah, it was at that point my hope had completely diminished. I'd had enough and I decided to turn the camera off.
I'm turning this off.
Yes. The worst mistake I probably could have made, and I'm telling you, the figure gods are teaching me a lesson. Yeah, here we go. I am telling you, those resellers, they were out in force. I know it's obviously coming to the end of the season, so literally everyone is scraping the barrel to try and find something. And it's obviously very few and far between. Anyway, that's enough of that negativity because I'm all about the power of positivity. But I promise you, do not panic. There is definitely a happy end to this video. Because like I said, silver lining, we still have all these awesome goodies. And I am very, very excited to show you some of these amazing retro goodies. And there's definitely one thing in particular. But as always with these videos, guys, I quickly fly through the standard stuff. Still had a retro reference to myself, but then we can concentrate and look at the absolute retro gold I did find this time. What better place to start than with an absolute beauty of a Toy Story figure. Not just any Toy Story figure, but the original Buzz Lightyear from 1995. Yes, finally, out of all the toy hunts and all the Toy Story toys I have picked up, we finally found ourselves a retro Buzz Lightyear figure in a pretty good condition, considering its age, folks. Still got some working buttons. Gonna have a little experiment to see if everything's in working order with the change of the batteries. Not so sure if it's still got the spring action. I'm not so sure if it's supposed to work. But still has the visor, stickers. Few of them still intact, but for something that's nearly 30 years old, That's not a bad find at all. I'm pretty sure, you know I love a retro bargain. I couldn't have paid any more than a couple of quid for something like this. But I'm very, very happy. Finally, we've got some retro Toy Story, people. Mechs vs Mutants, the DC Green Arrow. A figure I haven't particularly seen very often, so of course I was going to grab that one. We got a date on there. We got a date on there. Somewhere past the trees. 2015, nearly 10 years old, so not bad at all. Not in a bad condition. Obviously a bit more modern, 2015 from Mattel, I believe. But I also thought that would be a nice addition to go with the giant Batman that I picked up a few weeks ago. And from memory, I think I did pick up a couple of figures from the same store, and I think there was only, what, 1, 2 quid each? But you know I love a retro bargain. DC Green Arrow. From the futuristic space toys and robots, we've then come across to... Of course it doesn't work. The batteries are run out. Ah, it's been working the whole time. But anyway, you know guys, when I spot me a Chapmay Dragon, that's definitely something I like to pick up. And up until this point, it was working. Did have its lights and sounds. Typical, isn't it? Typical. And again, another one in a very good condition. I'm not so sure about this old wing here, but overall, pretty happy with that. And it's still working, people. It's still working. You'll just have to forgive me a little bit here. I literally just spent the last hour running round and not found a single bean. So I was panicking a little bit. But then, of course, I started to pick up a couple of retro figures with the Toy Story. And I have also picked up on some previous toy hunts the odd 1 or 2 of these figures. But these just happen to have come in abundance. So we'll start off with this Ben 10 Steamsmith with Scorpion Stinger. Looked a pretty cool figure. Something that reminded me of Wild Wild West. With the old mechanics and the steampunk style hat. But yeah, very happy with that condition. Doing a bit of research, you don't often see him with the old Scorpion Stinger, so that's an extra added bonus to add to that one. But that's just the start of the Ben 10 figures. Next one, we've got this sort of rollerblade styly mutant. Of course, doing a bit of Google Lens, I've then typed in his name. XLR Rate, very clever. This particular one sort of gives me that Warhammer Tyrannid sort of vibe. That's the sort of feeling I was getting off of that one. But yes, very happy to add XLR8. The next Ben 10 figure was Heat Blast. Now I picked this one out of the box because it was giving me that sort of Marvel feeling, very similar to the Human Torch vibes. So that was a pretty cool one. I thought I'd pick up too. Omni Enhanced Shock Rock. That's all I can tell you about this one. But I'll tell you what, looks pretty badass, looks pretty jacked. So definitely a cool one to go with the rest of those. Now I thought this one was pretty cool. See if I can get his name right. Vilgax. Normally it's supposed to come with a battle sword accessory, but the vibes I was getting off this one, you know, David Boy from Pirates of the Caribbean, it was those old tentacles on that. Just, he'd been going to the gym at the time, but yeah, another pretty cool Ben 10 figure. Continuing with the theme of things that reminded me of other things, I found this Matt Hasher Chronicles Redbeard from Simba Toys. And when I saw this, I instantly thought of Pirates of Dark Water. Let's see if I can reach it. It wasn't too long ago that I ended up picking up this guy, and I'll tell you what, you've definitely got a similar resemblance from those two. So an awesome find. So guys, have a look out for any Matt Hatter toys from Simba Toys. Moving on to some Marvel figures now, and we're going to start off with this Marvel Disney Hulk figure. Looks pretty cool. It's again something that my little one is just getting into, and her name for it is actually Hulk Smash. That's his full name, so he's always called a Hulk Smash every time she sees one of these toys. So I thought that would be a nice complimentary gift to pick up for her. Picking this one up, I originally thought it was a bootleg. This Marvel very basic articulation Carnage, made in 2016, and it's given me one of those feelings, why on earth did I pick it up in the first place? I think what may have happened is I picked up a few of these at the same time, and one of them was also with this beautiful Marvel Iron Man figure. Got a little bit of rub on his head there, but overall in a very good condition, and a lot more articulation in that Carnage as well. And how can I nearly forget that, folks? Paid my favourite price for it, each one of these. 50 pence. 50 pence each. Beautiful, people. Beautiful. This I thought was a good find. Marvel's Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy from 2015. But here we go, folks. Thank you very much for you guys that have been sticking around and waiting patiently, because we're now going to hit some real fire. And let me start you off. Look at this cool Toy Biz Sea Battle Spider-Man from 1996. nearly 30 years old. And again, another one in a very nice condition. So finally, folks, we found some retro toys, and it wasn't until the last stall, typically as always, that I found the rest of these, including this from. And I can't wait to tell you the prices as well. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? I know it's a bit more modern from 2004, this Alan Tracy Thunderbirds figure. But there is method to my madness, folks, because amongst that I also did find some vintage Matchbox Thunderbirds from the 90s. Scott Tracy and Virgil himself. Virgil, yes, a little bit of sun damage on his front, but I'm not complaining. Very happy to finally find some retro figures. Finally, people! And also, when they're only asking 50 pence each. Aren't you going to buy them? Maybe I should have taken these out the bag and inspected these first. But they just reminded me of my childhood. Look at these original Lion King toys from the mid-90s. Yes, I know. What we like to say in the toy collecting community. A well played with condition. Goodness. He's lost his tail and everything. But my favourite was amongst them as well. Rafiki. And it also makes up for the fact of when I picked up those more modern Lion King toys. I finally found some retro ones. So all is redeemed. Now, just quickly before we move on to the two favourites pick of the days, I'm telling you, finds of the day, people. No toy hunting is complete without finding a lovely minion. Very happy to have another one to the Yellow Army. Now, I was tied up in which one I was going to show you last, but I think I've made the right decision. Because, again, from that stall, literally £1, £2 bags, I found this in the bucket with the Spider-Man figure. This incredible Men in Black J ambush figure from Galoob. This, I'm telling you, I went on an absolute frenzy when I picked this up. I actually went back, started watching the movies, doing a bit of research on the net, because the fireworks just went on an absolute frenzy when I picked this one up. In my head, crazy. And there's no doubt I so need some more of these. So any of you guys got any Men in Black figures, give me a shout out, because I'm definitely going to be purchasing some more. These are absolutely brilliant. I remember these having it as a kid. I know it's only a single figure without the accessories, but that's how it starts. You find them at a car boot, you put one in your hand, the memories come flooding back, and that's another rabbit hole I'm going to end up going down. Yippee! Yeah, great. But guys, what an awesome figure that is. Okay, folks, so there's a little bit of a background story to these last figures, because, guys, I'd only recently been educated in these figures from a post on Facebook that someone else has picked up similar figures to these ones. At the time of me purchasing these, just to let you know, £2 for the bag, and all I saw them as was Disney toys. But, guys, are you ready? I've only found out these Disney toys from Formosa, from Robin Hood, the Robin Hood figures. I could not believe how much and how sought after these things are. Like I said, I'd only seen a post on Facebook of some Sword in the Stone figures, and they really took my interest, and I was really excited about finding some of those. But then when I picked these up, I did not realise how much these actually go for. And look at the ones I got in a fantastic condition as well. Got here the Sheriff of Nottingham, one of the alligator guards with his cape. I think this one's Trigger, one of the vulture guards from the prison, still with his cape. The legendary Little John with his jacket, and spring-loaded Robin Hood. Oh my god, people. What an absolute find. Like I said, it wasn't until I actually dug a bit of research that how awesome and incredible these figures are. And they fetch a pretty penny on the old selling sites as well. So thank God I managed to find these instead of some of those resellers, because they can go lovely into my collection at a bargain price as well. So an unbelievable, and of course it was going to tip over the Men in Black figure, but again that was another awesome find too. So a huge lesson there, people, and a big mistake I did make. Purely just from finding those figures, I most definitely regretted making that decision of turning off the camera, because I thought I'd peaked too early and I wasn't able to showcase all these amazing finds that I found on this toy hunt. So that teaches you a lesson. Never give up hope. Always keep pushing forward. And what an amazing find to finish off this toy hunt. There it is. Another bag emptied. Another one ticked off the list. We've only got a couple left. Thank you very much, Heater. But also, guys, I am so excited for the next couple of videos I've got coming up. Some absolute fire finds. But there's something that I hope I can redeem myself with, because unfortunately I have to apologise. Normally about this time you would be expecting a Sandown video from my good self, sharing the energy and the epic toys that we normally go hunting for on those epic toy fairs. But unfortunately, on this occasion, I wasn't able to make it. The planets did not collide and the universe sent me in another direction. There was just too much happening in my life at the time. But nonetheless, you know Retro Holder loves providing you with an awesome video. And hopefully I can make it up with this awesome few boxes that I cannot wait, and I'm so excited to show you on the next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that, guys. But as always, if you see me in the yellow, come and say hello, and it's bye bye from the Mellow Fellow in the yellow.